just don't quite make sense. And last night, as of the time of this recording, what happened in the Bills-Ravens game made no sense at all. And you know what? I love it. I'm here for it. That's why we watch sports, for crazy-ass moments, comebacks, and instant classics. And that's what we had in Week 1 of Sunday Night Football. So if you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm RJ Game News USA. Let's jump right into it. So, going into this matchup, it was intensely hyped up. We had the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the Buffalo Bills, a playoff rematch of last year, which was a pretty good playoff game that came down to the wire. Last year in the regular season, the Ravens stomped the Bills. This was definitely one of the hardest games to pick all year. Ultimately, when I look at two teams that are super good, that will probably be somewhere in the AFC Championship picture or the Super Bowl picture, at the end of the day, I went with the home team. I picked the Bills, with zero confidence, by the way. And what we got was a game that not only lived up to the hype, but exceeded it. About as good as you could get for a Week 1 contest. Now, the Ravens were up big most of the game, and it looked like most of the game the Bills were not going to win. They were down 34-19. They were down 40-25. They couldn't make a 2-point conversion to save their fucking life. And then, down 40-32, the unexplicable happens. Derrick Henry fumbles the ball. Now, Derrick Henry, to his credit, the Ravens would not have had 40 points without him. He had like 169 yards rushing. He's had 7 games in his career since turning 30, which he's only 31, I think, where he's went over 150 yards, tying Walter Payton for the most games over 150 yards after 30. This guy's barely in his 30s. This guy maybe has a shot at Emmitt Smith's all-time rushing record, depending how long he could play, which I thought would be impossible to break. I would drink someone's bathwater before I thought that would ever be broke in the modern NFL. But he could do it, right? Lamar, excellent game the whole way through. But you know, Derrick Henry fumbled the ball. He got stripped. It gave the Bills new life. They scored a touchdown, but they failed to get the 2-point conversion again. So they're down 40-38. And what happens? Lamar choked it away. I say this ad nauseum. I don't know why people don't understand this, or they try to defend Lamar about this. Lamar is from outer space, okay? Lamar does amazing things. He has just as much regular season success as a Patrick Mahomes. Look at his winning percentage. Look at his the touchdowns he's produced. The 2 MVPs. But he always falls short in playoff games and in the regular season, big-time games. And this was a big-time game. And I know we could criticize Josh Allen for never being able to beat Patrick Mahomes, for always seeming to fail in the last minute, or his team fails in the last minute. But Josh Allen is more clutch than Lamar. He just is. That's just a fact. And Lamar could not pick up a single first down to end this fucking game. He just needed one more first down. Couldn't do it. Then what happens? Josh Allen orchestrates a drive, gets him into field goal range. I love how they handled the end of the game, where they just, knelt the ball. They let the clock run. They went through the normal operation, snapped it as time was expiring, gave the Ravens no chance, and the Bills walk off winning 41-40. This is after like 20,000 people left the Bills stadium thinking the game was over. I didn't think it was over. I never thought it was over. I thought, well, the Bills could win. The Bills could win. And they did. And honest to God, this was one of the truly great football games this year that we'll see all year. It is. And I cannot wait for these two teams I believe these two teams will be meeting again in the AFC Championship game. I believe this game went a long way to deciding possibly home field advantage throughout the AFC. I think these two teams are better than the Chiefs. Just going to throw that out there. And honestly, that Steelers-Jets game earlier in the day, another candidate for Game of the Year. Aaron Rodgers slung it, 4 touchdowns. The Steelers ended up getting the win. Jets, again, failing 2-point conversions. Again, that's another game that was a very excellent. I think the poo-poo game of the day was definitely Packers-Lions. I don't know what the fuck happened with the Lions. I'm totally rethinking my Super Bowl prediction. I got to stick with it, though. But I'm concerned about the Lions, bro. I was on the bandwagon of I don't think the Packers are that good. I think the Lions are excellent. Nope. That didn't turn out so hot for me. But other than that, it was a pretty cookie cutter opening Sunday. The Colts blowing out the Dolphins, that surprised me. I thought even if the Colts were going to win, it's surely not a blowout. What's going on there? Dolphins maybe need to blow it up. I don't know. There's a lot we could talk about. I'm not going to go over all the games. I mostly just wanted to talk about Bills-Ravens because that game stole the fucking show. Absolutely stole the show. And just wanted to mention a little bit about Rodgers and the Steelers because I thought that was impressive too. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I'm out. Have a good one.